Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look around the area known as Kata and Kata Beach. Beach area just behind me there. We are right in the middle of low season. We have done really well for the last 2 weeks. We've seen some fantastic weather, but the weather has changed over the last sort of 48 hours. We're seeing a little bit more cloud moving in, some light showers yesterday, heavy overnight rain last night, and then this morning it was raining first thing. It has eased, but there's still a bit of rain. It's still raining very slightly at the minute, but you can see it's not deterring people. They're coming down to the beach area. Very popular here in Phuket, this area, and we're going to take a look at some of the pros and cons of this area. One of the pros to this area is Kata Beach is a lovely place to be, especially when the sun is out, but it's not too bad even on a damp day like today. So let's go and take a walk onto the beach. Now the area does have loads of facilities in the way of restaurants and shops, markets, everything at hand. You don't really need to go outside of the Kata area if you don't want to, but of course if you want to take a trip outside the area, Karon is only a few minutes away from Kata. You also have Kata Noi, which is really part of Kata, but the more southern end of Kata is just over the back there. So plenty of places to explore here. If you're staying in Kata on this west side of Phuket, you're going to have access to all the areas if you want, or you can stay within the Kata area and still have a fantastic time. You can see this time of year brings the surfers out, and they do have surfing competitions on Kata Beach from time to time. One thing I will mention as a con here in Kata Beach is you can see in front of me the red flags. Now the west coast of Phuket is notorious for undercurrents in the low season. So you're going to see a lot of red flags on the beach at this time of year, and really you need to be very careful about venturing in the sea. And this is something I mention a lot because I live here and I see weekly reports in the media of people drowning. So this is something you really need to take very seriously. Every time you go in the sea at this time of year, you are playing Russian roulette. You can see clearly there's lots and lots of flags about, but clearly people are ignoring it. And this is why we have weekly reports of people drowning. Just in the last few weeks, we've seen 4 drownings. One on Kata Beach, I think there was one on Freedom Beach or Yanui Beach, but it's a regular occurrence here. So you really need to be very careful. I always recommend in low season, if you're coming over here for a holiday, book a hotel that's got a swimming pool. And then that way, if you want to have a swim, you're not risking your life. Personally, I don't think a 5-minute swim is worth risking your life, but you have to make those decisions. You can see people in the water there. The problem with the undercurrents, of course, you can't see them. And this is what a lot of people take for granted. They go out, the sea itself today is not calm by any means. It's not the roughest I've seen, but it's certainly not calm. There is a reasonable swell, and I will say there are undercurrents out there. And if you happen to be in the wrong place, then you could be in serious trouble. So that is one of the big cons here in Phuket at this time of year, undercurrents. And don't underestimate them, because a lot of people do, and unfortunately there's quite a few that don't go home after their holiday. So it's something to take very seriously. But that really is the only con here. The other con that I'm going to mention, well, it may not be a con to you. It depends on your feelings as regards the Russian tourists. Kata is a very popular area from tourists from Russia. So if you are not keen on being surrounded by tourists from Russia, then maybe Kata is not the ideal place to stay on the island. And these will visit Kata or Phuket throughout the year. So the island has become very popular with Russians, and also there's been a big increase in Indian tourists coming from India. Has been very popular this year. We've seen over 2 million tourists up to now, so it's been reported in the media from India. So just bear that in mind. This area is very popular and does get very busy, especially in high season. A little bit quieter in low season, of course. But you can understand why it's so popular, because it's a lovely area. It not only has a fantastic beach, it's close to other popular areas, and it has a vibrant nightlife, which we shall take a look at in the coming weeks. If you're coming over here with a family, then Kata is an ideal place to stay, because the nightlife is vibrant without being too much adult orientated. So you can enjoy the nightlife with your family without worrying too much. There are plenty of restaurants, whether they're Thai restaurants or international restaurants. They cater for everybody really here. You can't really go wrong, to be fair, in Kata. You can see lots of sunbeds available here. And even though it's cloudy today, the sun might push out later on, of course. We'll have to wait and see. It is not deterring people coming down to the beach. And the low season can be a great time to visit Phuket, because prices are a little bit more reasonable for accommodation. You find shops are more willing to haggle over prices. Restaurants will have more offers on than they do in high season. And of course you have a little bit more of your own personal space because it's not quite so busy. So it can be a great time to come and visit this area, providing you don't mind the odd shower or two. Now of course I get asked all the time about the weather, and indeed I do weather updates on the channel, but it is almost impossible to predict the weather here in Phuket, because it can change very, very quickly. So it can go from pouring down rain to bright sunny day and vice versa. So you do have to have a little leeway when it comes to what you want out of the weather. So you need to be a bit flexible. If you only want blue skies every single day, then low season may not offer that. It can if you time it right. As I've said, the last 2 weeks we have seen some fantastic weather. Hardly any rain at all. But of course, rainy season does mean exactly that. At some point the rains will come, and the last few days they're here. They may only last a few days and it may go back to sunshine, but nobody can really tell you that. So do be prepared. It doesn't have to stop your holiday being an enjoyable one, because it's still warm. It's not cold at all here in Phuket, whether it's raining or whether the sun's out. It's never cold. You just have to accept that sometimes you might get a downpour. It may last 20 minutes, an hour, half a day, a morning, an afternoon, whatever the case may be. Have some other plans that you can do. There's plenty of things that you can do indoors. Maybe pamper yourself, have a pamper day at a spa. That's a great way of spending a rainy day, should you get one. You can always have that in the back of your mind. Maybe you're shopping. Go and do your shopping when the weather's not so good. Go and have a look around the markets. There's plenty of the markets now that are actually undercover, so you don't have to get wet. Nakar market is one of the big markets here. It is a weekend market, but it's all covered. So even if it's raining, no problem. You can still go and do your shopping. Near to the beach and on the beach, of course, you've got plenty of sunbeds, parasols, you've got food and drink that's very close to hand. There's quite a few restaurants and bars down the southern end of Kata, and there's a few vendors at the northern end as well, where you're going to be able to get some food and drink. Let's now jump off the beach and go and have a little look in town. I'm not expecting it to be very busy because, of course, in the daytime, people that are on holiday will come to the beach and they will go around the town in the evening time. So if you are staying in Kata, you're probably wondering about public transport. Well, they have the blue buses, which you can use, which is just behind me here. These run from Kata Beach. We're just down from the beach area over there, and they will take you to Phuket town or Karon, and the charge is normally around 40 baht. I think you can see inside. Does it have the charge listed? Can't see it. They're yeah, oh, there it is on the back wall of the bus. 40 baht per person, and that will take you all the way to Phuket town for 40 baht. So if you're only hopping on and going down to Karon, the charge will be a little bit cheaper, probably about 20 baht. I'm not sure because I've taken the bus from here into Phuket town and just paid the normal charge, but normally the driver will charge you a little bit less. To the side here we have the very popular hotel, the Beyond Kata Resort, very, very popular. I have covered this hotel and I will link it in the description down below, so if you want to take a look at that you can. Nice resort area, and we're down the southern end of Kata now. Lots and lots of choice here when it comes to shopping, all sorts of restaurants and clothing shops. There's a little market, indoor market here, that offers a reasonable choice of street food if you're looking for a quick snack or even street food as an evening meal. You're going to find it inside there. It's quite early at the moment in the morning, so a lot of these vendors won't be open as yet, because it's more of an afternoon and evening place, but you've got a reasonable choice. Again, we'll be taking a closer look at these market areas over the coming months. I will be coming and having a wander around. Of course, exchange is very important. Plenty of places to exchange money. People always asking, should they exchange in their own country or should they exchange here in Thailand? Well, Thailand has always been known as a favourable place for money exchange, and normally you get a better rate here than you would do in your own country. Of course, I can't guarantee it because it just depends on what the market's doing at the time, but normally you get a better rate here than in your own country. But it's always worth having a look at the rates online in your own country and what's going on over here. It'll give you a guide. They're not always spot on, but within a few baht it'll give you that idea. I will be posting exchange rates from time to time as in posts on my YouTube channel. Just up here there's another market, indoor market, that you might want to have a stroll around. A lot more places to buy clothing, t-shirts and beach stuff, things like that, souvenirs. And Kata, the actual area, is actually bigger than you may first imagine. It's a reasonable size, lots and lots of accommodation here, all sorts, plenty of places to pick for breakfast, lunch, dinner, you name it, the choice is massive. You're not going to be stuck for places to eat and drink at, plenty of sois to go down and explore, big hotels down there. So we're around 10 o'clock in the morning, so fairly early. And this is the little indoor market I was telling you about. I have covered it in the past and I will be covering it in the future. We're not going to walk all the way around today. I'm just giving you a glimpse, but you can come in here, pick some t-shirts, souvenirs, whatever you, hats, sunglasses, whatever you fancy. And there is a little bit of food. Swadee Kap, good morning. You're going to get some beach mats here as well, stuff for the kids, and a few smaller restaurants in there as well that you might want to try out. I think this is a seafood place. So let's now jump a little bit further north and heading towards Karon and take a look at the more top end of Kata. Okay, so we've jumped a little ways along Kata Road, and this area is still Kata, but as you go up the hill you go towards Karon, and we're going to cover that as a separate thing. We're just outside the plaza area here, and there's a few restaurants and shops in there that you can explore, and we're going to walk back down towards the market area. I better hurry up and get across this road. Plenty of shops to explore around here if you're looking for some souvenirs. Of course, hotel accommodation, very well known hotel there in front. You following me, are you? Not quite sure who that is. Maybe he recognises me from my channel. And this is the bar area. So this is Soy Spider-Man. There used to be a Spider-Man figure outside here, but for some reason it's not here anymore. Maybe they've took it away, but normally it's referred to as Soy Spider-Man. And you can see there are some bigger bars and places where you can eat down the sides of the soy, and then in the middle there's smaller bars where you can come and relax and have a drink in the evening with the family and that. There are girls that do work in some of these bars, not all, but some of the bars do have working girls, so just bear that in mind. But the bigger bars don't tend to do that. Maybe you want to go in there for some food, etc. And then we're going to work our way down here, and this is heading towards the night walking market, which I'm going to show you. I'm not going to walk all the way around the market today. We'll cover that on a separate video that covers just markets here in Kata, because as I mentioned earlier in the video, there are quite a few now here in Kata. There's 3, maybe 4 to pick from. There's normally a night market that runs around the back here. We'll be exploring that in the coming weeks, but for now we're just going to walk back along this main road. There's a couple of nice restaurants down here. There's a big coffee shop on the right hand side as well. I think it's called the Coffee Club, not sure. So if you're looking for cafes, there's quite a few here in Kata. As I mentioned, you don't really need to go outside of Kata if you don't want to, but of course if you want to explore the island, then this is a great base. This is one of the areas at night time where you can get food, street food, try it out. I will be over showing it you, and you'll get a good look. Yeah, the coffee club are just over there. Coffee has exploded here in Thailand over the last few years. When I first started coming to Thailand, decent coffee was very hard to get, but it's getting a lot easier now. A lot of different cafes opened, a lot of specialty brands appearing, so it's going to get a lot easier to get that nice cup of coffee. There's a wide choice of restaurants, all cuisines catered for, so no matter what your taste and preference, whether it's Thai food or whether you prefer to eat European food, your own food from your own country, you should be able to get it. Burger King. The market is just here, but we're going to walk around the other way because there's a little restaurant I want to show you. The coffee club there, as I mentioned. Step up here. Pizza place there. Pizza company. So another soy to explore. Sugar and Spice, good restaurant. Of course, you won't see that on this channel. If you want to check that out, go to my other food channel. I shall be covering that restaurant at some point. Very good restaurant. Me and Nat have eaten in there quite a few times. Lots and lots of choice when it comes to massage. So if that's something you're looking to try while you're over here, or something that you like. And this is the Kata Walking market. Not going to be open. Got a car? He wants me to go look. Yeah, okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just filming. So you're going to have some places in here to eat and drink, and then at the back to the right hand side there's a plaza area that has got all the clothing, accessories, souvenirs. So go and explore that. As I say, I'm going to explore that, all the markets here in Kata, on separate videos. This is just more of an overview video today, give you an idea of the area. You can see yourself, quite a big area. A lot of people underestimate Kata, and this is without the main road, Patak Road. We're on Kata Road at the moment, and then you've got Patak Road at the back. There's a wet market there and lots of bars and more hotel accommodation, places where you can go. This area here is for food, and then just over the back there you can see all the vendors, and it goes all the way around the back. You need to go in there and explore it. And I think that's given you a glimpse into Kata. Maybe not showed you everything as yet, but lots more videos coming your way to take in this area. We're going to come down when it's all opened up, because it's all closed at the moment. But just bear in mind, I shan't cover food on this channel. It's just shopping, souvenirs, that type of thing, areas, hotels, beaches. You're in the right place if you're looking for that stuff. So that's it for today, and I will catch you on the next video. See you soon. Have a great day.